The Buddhist said, "Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form." In just a brief sentence, it reveals the truth of life and the mysteries of the cosmos. This well-known Buddhist maxim comes from the Prajnaparamita Sutra, revered as the treasure of attaining Buddhahood. This scripture, containing only 260 characters, encapsulates the profoundest teachings of Buddhism, revealing how to transcend afflictions through prajna wisdom, surpass birth and death, and reach the shore of liberation. So what exactly does the Heart Sutra teach? Why has it endured for thousands of years, regarded as a guide for Buddhist practitioners? More importantly, how can the wisdom within this scripture help us cultivate peace of mind, nurture our character, and alleviate anxiety in modern life? Let us now unveil the mysteries of the Heart Sutra and explore the vast world behind its 260 characters. If you're interested in Buddhist culture or are seeking inner peace and wisdom, please subscribe to my channel to listen to the teachings of the Buddha together. Namo Amitabha Buddha. May everyone's heart be illuminated by the Buddha's light, filled with the joy of Dharma, and unobstructed in their practice. The title of the Heart Sutra, Prajnaparamita encapsulates profound Buddhist wisdom and methods of practice in just a few words. To understand the essence of the Heart Sutra, one must first focus on several key terms in the title: prajna, paramita, and Heart Sutra. These terms not only embody the core meaning of the sutras, but also serve as guides to the shore of wisdom. Prajna is an extremely important concept in Buddhism, meaning wisdom. However, this wisdom is not the cleverness or intelligence of everyday life, but the awakening and understanding that penetrates all ultimate realities. It is the ability to see through the essence behind all phenomena in the world. This wisdom helps practitioners perceive the emptiness of all phenomena, understanding that everything in the world does not truly exist, but is the result of dependent origination, arising and ceasing according to conditions, impermanent and devoid of inherent self-nature. In Buddhism, this type of wisdom is called prajna. It is an enlightenment that transcends language and words, representing the highest level of wisdom. However, simply understanding ultimate reality is not sufficient. Buddhism holds that practitioners also require an ability to repeatedly introspect and self-awarely observe, which is known as contemplative prajna. The Heart Sutra itself serves as a practice exemplar of insight into prajna, wisdom. Through its 260 characters, it guides readers to repeatedly contemplate that all phenomena are emptiness without remainder, and all dharmas are without self, thereby gradually approaching the shore of nirvana. These teachings ultimately need to be transmitted through the prajna of words, and the Heart Sutra is precisely a concrete embodiment of such verbal prajna. It presents the Buddha's teachings to future beings with concise and precise language. Therefore, prajna is not only a level of wisdom, it is also a bridge connecting the ignorance of this shore to the enlightenment of the other shore. Paramita is a transliteration from Sanskrit, meaning to the other shore. Buddhism metaphorically describes birth and death as the near shore, and nirvana as the far shore. The process of practice is to liberate oneself from the afflictions and attachments of this shore, ultimately reaching the pure and fearless state of the other shore. Prajnaparamita specifically describes the goals and the path of practice. Prajna is the most important guide on this path. In the Heart Sutra, this concept is not merely a theoretical framework for practice, but also provides practitioners with concrete scriptural guidance on how to contemplate ultimate reality. The term heart in the title of the Heart Sutra is the most philosophically profound character. It carries a dual meaning. On one hand, the mind represents the central theme of the entire sutra, indicating that the Heart Sutra is the core summary of Buddhist prajna wisdom. On the other hand, it also emphasizes the importance of regulating the mind. Buddhism holds that all sentient beings inherently possess the wisdom and virtues of the Tathagata. However, due to being obscured by delusions and attachments, they are unable to awaken to their true nature. The Heart Sutra's true intention is to aid practitioners in eliminating deluded views, restoring their original mind, and thereby returning to the inherently pure, fundamental mind. Through these three keywords, we can see that the title of the Heart Sutra itself serves as a guide for practice. He guides sentient beings through the wisdom of prajna, freeing them from the bonds of afflictions and attachments, reaching the serene and effortless other shore. By cultivating and observing the mind, he helps practitioners continually transcend the fetters of appearances and realize emptiness and ultimate reality. In its concise verses, the Heart Sutra not only presents the core teachings of Mahayana Buddhism, but also serves as a spiritual map leading to liberation, inspiring deep reflection and aspiration. This combination of simplicity and profundity makes it an unparalleled gem among Buddhist scriptures, and one of the important reasons for its widespread dissemination. Why has the Heart Sutra, a brief scripture of merely 260 Chinese characters, managed to stand out among the vast ocean of Buddhist texts and become one of the most widely circulated sutras? Its historical background and transmission process represent a profound history of wisdom that has persevered through the tests of time and culture. The origin of the Heart Sutra can be traced back to the scene where Shakyamuni Buddha delivered the Dharma on Vulture Peak. At that time, many disciples of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas gathered in the mountains, where Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, also known as Guanyin Bodhisattva, was practicing prajnaparamita. Shariputra asked Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva to explain the profound meaning of emptiness. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva responded step by step, deeply elucidating the truth that the five aggregates are all empty and that all dharmas are without self. The Buddha, listening from the side, praised the profound and exquisite teachings of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. This conversation thus became the prototype of the Heart Sutra. This scene embodies both the depth of philosophical debate and the practical significance of spiritual practice guidance, representing a perfect union of wisdom and compassion. With the flourishing of Buddhism in India, the Heart Sutra, as one of the core scriptures of prajna wisdom, was continuously transcribed and propagated. However, what truly enabled the Heart Sutra to flourish in a broader cultural context was its introduction into China along with the spread of Buddhism. During the Eastern Han Dynasty, Buddhism began to be introduced into China, marking the beginning of a historical chapter of translation and cultural convergence. The Heart Sutra, as an important representative of the Prajnaparamita scriptures, has been translated multiple times during this process. The Heart Sutra was translated into Chinese starting from the Kumarajiva period during the distant Qin era. The Kuthada stone version of the Maha Prajna Pramitha Daya Sutra is an important early edition, but compared to later versions, this one is more complex and has not yet exhibited the succinct doctrinal essence characteristic of the Heart Sutra. What truly made the Heart Sutra widely circulated and deeply rooted in the hearts of people in China was a version by the Tang Dynasty master Xuanzang. Master Xuanzang devoted his life to the translation of Buddhist scriptures. He personally traveled to India, journeying through regions including India and Syria. During his arduous quest for the Dharma, he brought back a large number of Sanskrit texts, among which was the Heart Sutra, Prajpramitdaya. Xuanzang's translation of the Heart Sutra not only accurately preserves the core essence of the original scripture, but also omits the lengthy introductory and concluding sections, making the entire text more concise and refined. Though only 260 characters long, every word is a gem of profound meaning. This translation quickly became the most popular version due to its ease of recitation and memorization, and it remains the most commonly seen text of the Heart Sutra to this day. It is worth mentioning that during the Tang Dynasty, not only were Xuanzang's translations available, but multiple different versions of the Heart Sutra translation also emerged. For example, Master Yun's translation of the Buddha's Prajnaparamita, Heart Sutra, and Shraman Fails, Puxing collection of the Prajnaparamita, Heart Sutra, enriched the understanding of the Heart Sutra. However, Ultimately, Xuanzang's version prevailed due to its concise language and profound philosophical depth, becoming an enduring classic. Moreover, the Heart Sutra has been widely utilized in later Chinese Buddhist practice due to its ease of recitation. Especially practitioners of the Chan, Zen, and Pure Land traditions regard the Heart Sutra as one of the essential scriptures for daily recitation. In Tibetan Buddhism, the Heart Sutra is also regarded as the core scripture of the Prajnaparamita section and is referred to, along with other Mahayana sutras, as a guide for practitioners. Why is the Heart Sutra considered the core scripture of Buddhist thought? The answer lies within the profound thoughts and essence contained in its brief 260 characters. The Heart Sutra is not merely a philosophical text. It is a key, guiding practitioners to open the gateway to the wisdom of emptiness, discovering the ultimate truth of life and the world. It not only tells us what wisdom is, but also teaches us how to observe our own mind, how to transcend confusion and attachment, thereby freeing ourselves from afflictions and progressing toward enlightenment. First and foremost, the core teaching of the Heart Sutra is the Prajnaparamita concept of emptiness. Emptiness is not simply the assertion that nothing exists. It is a profound insight into the true nature of phenomena. Buddhism holds that all phenomena in the world arise from the confluence of causes and conditions and lack independent self-nature. This is the true meaning of emptiness. All phenomena arise and cease due to causes and conditions, impermanent and insubstantial. However, this emptiness is not nihilism, but a form of liberation. It teaches us to no longer cling to the appearances of things, to be free from the bondage of desire, suffering, and discrimination, and to perceive all phenomena with a wisdom eye, thereby attaining inner freedom. The most famous line from the Heart Sutra: form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. This precisely encapsulates the profound teaching of sunyata, emptiness. Here, form refers to the material world or the realm of phenomena, while emptiness denotes their true nature. When we cling to the phenomenal world, we perceive it as real and substantial, but through the insight of wisdom, we realize that they are in fact emptiness. This does not mean that the material world does not exist, but rather that it does not possess an inherent, unchanging nature. In other words, although all phenomena in the world appear to exist, their true nature is illusory. They arise solely due to dependent origination. This perspective not only reveals the nature of reality, but also guides practitioners to transcend attachment through the understanding of emptiness. Secondly, the Heart Sutra teaches us how to use prajna wisdom to contemplate life. The Heart Sutra mentions Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, who, while practicing the profound Prajnaparamita, clearly perceived that all phenomena are empty of self. The key term here is illumination through insight, which emphasizes a meditative practice of deep contemplation. Through the awareness cultivated by wisdom, we are able to perceive the emptiness of no self. The five aggregates are the fundamental analysis of the composition of life in Buddhism, consisting of form, sensation, perception, mental formations, and consciousness. These seemingly constitute the foundation of our lives, but in essence, they are also conditioned phenomena arising from dependent origination, impermanent and non-self. If a practitioner can clearly perceive the five aggregates as empty, then all afflictions and suffering will naturally dissolve, for suffering fundamentally arises from mistaken perceptions and attachments to the five aggregates. The wisdom of emptiness in the Heart Sutra is not merely confined to the level of individual liberation. It also embodies the compassionate spirit of Mahayana Buddhism. The core idea of Mahayana Buddhism is that practitioners should not only achieve their own enlightenment, but also help all sentient beings attain liberation together. The essence of the Bodhisattva path lies in the union of wisdom and compassion. The Heart Sutra vividly demonstrates this point. with prajna wisdom enabling us to comprehend the true nature of all phenomena. The compassionate heart leads us, after awakening, to willingly take on the responsibility of liberating all sentient beings. A bodhisattva confronts all hardships and sufferings with the wisdom of emptiness. By proactively helping others with supreme compassion, one thereby achieves the dual liberation of both oneself and all sentient beings. The Heart Sutra not only elucidates emptiness, but also further explains the relationship between emptiness and existence. Emptiness does not mean that nothing exists. Rather, it is the wisdom of dependent origination and emptiness. Buddhism holds that all phenomena in the world arise dependent on causes and conditions. Therefore, they exist, but this existence is not fixed or unchanging, but empty. This is precisely the uniqueness of the Heart Sutra. It does not reject the phenomenal world, but reveals the true nature of the phenomenal world. Practitioners, through their understanding of emptiness and dependent origination, are able neither to cling to the appearances of things nor to lose the practice of wisdom and compassion in their daily lives. The Heart Sutra also presents a wisdom that transcends dualistic opposites and is characterized by non-attachment to any attainment. This thought runs throughout the entire sutra, especially vividly reflected in the concepts of because of non-attachment to attainment, in the perfection of wisdom of the Bodhisattva, and the Heart Sutra's unobstructed nature. Non-attainment does not negate everything. Rather, it indicates that true wisdom transcends attachment to gain and loss. Practitioners, through the wisdom of prajna, no longer cling to pursuits nor fear loss, but instead face the various changes of life with a natural and unbounded state of mind. This state of non-attainment allows practitioners to have an untroubled heart, free from fear, thereby truly reaching the realm of purity and liberation. Ultimately, the essence of the Heart Sutra lies not only in its explication of the ultimate wisdom of Buddhism, but also in providing practitioners with a concrete path of practice. He teaches us that by observing impermanence and emptiness, we can liberate ourselves from the bondage of the mind. By understanding the illusory nature of form and emptiness, we can find balance in life. By transcending attachment and the dualities of gain and loss, we can attain true freedom. This is not only a profound summary of Buddhist wisdom, but also a universal wisdom applicable to anyone seeking inner peace when facing the sufferings and confusions of life. The Heart Sutra, with its concise 260 characters, encapsulates the wisdom of Buddhism into a profound revelation. It serves both as a guide to practice leading to liberation and as a profound reflection on the nature of life. Through the illumination of prajna wisdom, the Heart Sutra teaches us to face all phenomena with insight and compassion, to be liberated from attachment, and to find the true meaning of life within wisdom and compassion. This is precisely the spiritual power of the Heart Sutra's teachings, and it is also the reason why it can transcend time and space, touching countless practitioners and reciters.